Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 4:01 p.m. August 7th, 2020. It's Friday, and this week has been long and tough, and I am ready to get into the weekend, although I'm not really going to do much, but I'm ready for this week to be over and not focus on trading for a couple days and then get back into it hardcore on Monday. Let's go over today and see what we're going to see. Today was much better than the other days. Actually, I made up for yesterday, which is good, considering I was down about 771 at one point yesterday, and I closed out at like minus 178, and today I got to 192. So I actually got ahead of yesterday after losing that much. So I made up quite a bit from being down that much. So I'm feeling pretty good going into next week, and I was very patient. I took one strong trade that I thought would hang on that failed, but I got out pretty quick on this move here on this ANPC. And actually, I was in for 500 shares and climbed up really nice and then halted. Okay, so you usually get a halt in June when you're getting halts, you're opening up a buck higher or 50 cents higher. And for some reason, this thing just dropped like a rock. And it's not. I got out with some shares. I got out most of my shares before I went into the halt. But it fell back down. And actually, my final shares, I got out with a loss. I don't know how. I was just kind of rug pulled and then halted on the way down. Piece of crap stock. Just, too many algos these days, and everyone's realizing this now. So eventually, I think that whole play is going to dry up a bit because I think a lot of people are losing money on that. However, if people really start shorting these things more and more, maybe the algos will switch to the long side and squeeze these things back up again. Maybe September that happens, but who knows? Anything can happen. I was fortunate to get out. I was showing a lot of green when I was in this trade in the halt, and I was kind of like not chomping at the bit or anything. I was kind of excited that I was, in a halt on the green side. It's been a while since I got into a halt, which is the lamest thing, by the way. But I was in it, and I thought it would pop 50 cents more, and I would close out or take some off and let it continue to run. But you can just see this, just a terrible candle for this day. So much volume, just a terrible candle. I tried another Facebook short today, and it failed. So that's off my game right now. Facebook made this kind of parabolic move here, and I took a short on this candle here. After this candle formed, I took a short on this 276, and it kept going. Actually, it kept going here to 278, and I got out with like 50 cent loss. I can see why people don't necessarily take a short here, and then they can take a short on this move here, and then they tend to average in, short like 100 shares, and every dollar is short 100 shares, and then next thing you know, you're way down. But look what happened. It comes right back down. This doesn't happen all the time, because if you look at, I think it was yesterday, if you were shorting yesterday, you got hit pretty good if you did that kind of move. So it's not recommended to you average down, and I'll never do that. I just know how people are trading these days, and they're really taking on a lot of risk by averaging in as it's going against them, and looking, even if you got in and you got this little bounce down here in your favor, but let's say you're in for 300 shares already, you're barely not even break even on this move here. So you got to be careful with that kind of stuff, especially if the stock is just going to go up for the day. And it does happen. I mean, today was one of those days. It was kind of choppy, and if you did that, then you probably did well. It's just not something I'm into. I just want to discuss that with you guys. But trade of the day was CSIQ. I was really trying to give this one the leverage, the move, to hold some shares to the end, and unfortunately, that didn't work out. I've yet to hold shares from an early trade. Obviously, this was only 11 o'clock. I think between 9:30 and 10, if you get in on a move, you can pretty much hold your shares the rest of the day if you have an extra like 100 shares or whatever, and it might hang on. But in this case, it did not. But definitely my trade of the day. I missed out on a ton of move, but when it broke the 26 level, I had 500 shares here, and I did one of these. I did one of click. I double clicked and I bought 1,000 shares. I actually helped it break the 26 because I bought more shares and it helped push it through the 26 seller. And moved up immediately. It moved up 10 cents, 15 cents. And I was like, okay, I don't want to be in for 1,000 shares. This is too dangerous. This wasn't what I was planning to do. So I was like, I hit the 200 share button here and was just like click. As it was moving up, I hit click. Actually, I got down to 500 shares. I got back to where I wanted. Even though that trade hooked me up with like 50, 60 bucks, I was then at my normal price or my normal share amount, which was 500 shares. And I let it ride up. It got up to about 60. I took some off there. And then it came all the way back down. It came all the way back down to my entry. Where's my entry? I don't know. 26. 26.02. And I was like, God, are you kidding me? I tried holding those shares. And then it bounced right back up. And it made new highs, which was amazing. I took a few more shares off. And then I had another 75 shares left at the end. And eventually came down and stopped out those shares. But I lost out in like 60, 70 bucks on those shares from holding it. But had it continued on, it could have been another $60 on top of that. So that's the point of holding some and letting it work for you. I don't think in this market right now is the best time to do that. But, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to stick to my process and do what I think, trade what I see, and get out when I think I should get out. I think my biggest miss today, I forgot to discuss this one, OSTK, which I've never traded well. I've had multiple issues with this. It either get in too early and it comes flying back down against me, or it was called in the room, and you can see here it came up to 100, pulled back, and then the call was 100 to break again. And it directly went up to 102, 2 points in like 3 minutes. I got jumped, never got in the trade. I was going to try for 200 shares. You can see this pulled back to 99.45. I probably would have been out. I don't think I would have traded the 100 again. But people that did trade the 100 again, they made this crazy move to 112. So maybe there's a spot here. Like I think people took the 102 or 103 area. So SCK is a kind of a pain stock, but does make moves, and it's, I'll keep it on my radar going forward, but not going to worry about too much. So 192 on the day, close out the week. Crappy week. Excited how it ended on Thursday afternoon and today, even though it was kind of dead today. And I'm looking forward to next week. So you guys have a good one. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, you guys have a good weekend.